This is what they planned. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. This is their mindset. The Most High gave us their mindset before they were created to do what they're doing. Read.
Verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They got places in different parts of the country where you can't wear your pants to a certain level. It's a fine, or it can become, it's madness. That means you make laws. You look at what people do naturally and say, you know what, I'm going to make that illegal. I'm going to make that illegal. Just look to oppress the poor righteous man, like to pick on him. You stop them for nothing. How many times you got to stop a guy in the same neighborhood? Or frisk a guy in the same neighborhood? Trying to provoke the people. Read.
Verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
That's why they're going to come against the righteous. It says, let us come up against the righteous because they are not for our turn. They don't believe in the same values we believe in. That's what they're saying, because they're following the image of the beast. They believe in the image of the beast. And you have some people out there that will boldly tell them what you're dealing with is a waste of time. Your God you follow is a waste of time. The powers that you follow in this earth will fall. And the same poor people you are oppressing will rule. Now imagine hearing that in your empire. That's the pretext to label you a terrorist and to take you down. That's the pretext. Now that we are getting bold in our understanding that the Most High gave us the truth makes us terrorists. So they knew this was coming a long time ago. They seen this brewing. So they pulled out Bin Laden, a CIA agent, and started labeling him a terrorist, knowing that they would one day call the black people the terrorists. And they did it around the same time Nero did it before we were destroyed in 70 AD. A 5 or 6 year period. You do the false flag, blame somebody, and by the end of this time, you got your culprits. Now who are the new terrorists? We are. Why? Because our God is not for their turn. We're telling them that what they eat is wrong. What they're doing in the earth is wrong. They can't even teach the Bible right. And we're telling them, here these poor people that shouldn't know anything, know more about the Bible than their highest professors. They have a problem with this. Read.
Verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
So they're going to lie in wait for us because we are not down with them. We are not down with the New World Order. Read.
And he is clean contrary to our doing.
And it says they coming against us because we're clean contrary to their doings. They can look at us and through that it convicts them. Because we don't want to eat what they eat. Oh, that's an abomination. How can you say they eat some shrimp? And eat crab and lobster and call that delicacy? The Most High say Leviticus 11, you can't eat that. How can you run around and just be known homosexuals? Loving each other unrighteously. They don't like that. And we tell them right out. Read.
He upbraideth us with our offending of the law.
Read it again.
He upbraideth us with our offending of the law.
And that's why they planning against us, because we be on those streets upbraiding them of how they're treating the Most High's law. We'll tell them that how can you execute law and you got a world of lawlessness? How can you bring law? How can you say steal and you stole the world? How can you lock somebody up for stealing? How can you say that? How can you call someone a murderer when you have murdered the world and you send young kids off to die and murder innocent people every day? They don't want to hear that because that unseen propaganda. Truth and light shines right on them, and they're standing there, and it's like they can't. There's no comeback for that. The only thing they can do is get behind their closed doors and say, "Kill them," like they did Christ and the disciples. You can't debate truth. Read.
And objective to our infamy, the transgressings of our education.
And we tell them that their education is nothing. That's why they coming against us. It's in the Bible. We tell them their education is, fools set up their institutions. Darwin's theory. How can you set up a school based on theory? That's madness. When the Most High gave you law, statutes, and commandments, how can you teach a man's theory? That means any simpleton can come up and get a theory and he become a professor? So it says they're upset that we tell them this, that we don't respect their theories. How can we respect man's theory when you don't respect the Most High? So they got a problem with this. Like, who are these guys? Oh, what school did they go to? Read.
Verse 13. He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High.
That's why they want to kill us, because we profess to have the knowledge of the Most High, and we do. If the Catholic Church had it, we're still waiting for it. I'm looking at their ceremonies they do, and I want to see one of those ceremonies written of in the Bible. Give me one ceremony that you see them doing in those clothings and the way they're dressed in the Bible. But no, you can get a book called Satan Angels Exposed and see that what they wear, what they do, and everything is actually mimicking ancient Babylonian satanic rituals. And they're upset that we know that and we can show them that. That the Pope is a good friend of Satan. And they're upset that we can bring that out. The Catholic Church ain't doing nothing new. It's all Babylonian. So it's like, well, where did these guys get that from? Kill them. That's the only recourse they have. Because you cannot debate truth. And during crisis time, it was the same thing. They brought cats up to try to debate him and try to take him down. And they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it intellectually. Because you cannot debate truth. The only recourse was to what? And the same spirit is in the earth today. Truth. Can't debate truth. That's why Christ said in Matthew 24 that they're going to give you up and deliver you up to die. And you know what? That's a valiant and an honorable death to die for Christ. Instead of taking their stinking mark of the beast. Period. We'll take death first. Okay? We'll take death first before we take their stinking mark. And this is what all this is culminating and leading to. Read on.
Verse 13. He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord.
They are upset that we're calling ourselves the children of Israel now. How do we know that? The Jewish Europeans have been calling themselves Jews for years and no one complained. When I say that, hold up, according to the Bible, he's black. I'm sorry, he's black. That's us. Now you want to pull out colors that are not even in the human spectrum. Well, maybe he was olive. Well, why you don't have an olive picture of Christ up there? If you thought he was olive, don't come playing now that we know the truth. There's two colors of olive. Black and green. Period. So they want to play with us because now we learned the truth. And see, the only place you really have to teach the truth like this is in America. Other people know. All over the earth they know. The only way you got to bring it down to an elementary level, because America is the place they purposely put freedom of religion to destroy the children of Israel. The freedom of understanding, freedom to be anything you want. So that you can totally lose yourself in being an American. Yeah, it's like that in the UK too. Yeah, in London too. So they're upset that now the Most High put the spirit on us to find the truth. Then they pull Farrakhan's behind out of nowhere to try to undo what the Most High is doing. They might as well just roll him out of here. I'm going to tell you that right now. He fizzled like nothing trying to bring information on the children of Israel. Why? Because the only way you can bring the children of Israel is truth. That's it. It went. It came and it went because it didn't have any substance. Read.